suplex.
And good morning, everybody. Welcome to the See No Evil, Speak No Evil, Hear No Evil episode of Thoughts Count. I can't hear myself in my ears like that. I sound echoey. Thank you for tuning in to what's yet to be another crazy show around here. Thoughts Count Anywhere, coming to you live from the WWDBTV studios. I wish you could do a Zoom. I wish you could have zoomed in the camera on that one. Good morning, Thomas. Good morning, Brandy. Thank you for tuning in, everybody, whether you're watching us on Facebook or YouTube. Either way, we thank you. If you're driving around town, anywhere in the world, all you have to do, download the WWDBTV app to your Android, WWDBTV LV to your iPhone. Last but not least, if you like watching us on the big screen, which we hope you do, in about 72 hours, you can go to Roku, download the WWDBTV network. Right. Not only check out TCA, but you can check out all the plethora, multiples, and the humongusoid show options.
Plethora.
Well, John made me change the syllable.
Plethora.
Anyway,
I don't care what John
702-992-3207. I'm joined, of course, by my good friends and compatriots and co-hosts on the far right, the man simply known as Matt in the neighborhood, Mr. Matt Mullen. How are you?
I am good. Been dealing with a lot of crazies.
A
lot of people, but
How crazy are they?
Can't wait. You must got something good lined
Fremont
up.
Street has been off the rails.
Yes. Could skip. That just traveled over here.
Airport joke.
Woo! And of course, the man in the middle, simply known as the Chief, is here in the house.
Morning, everybody.
Gentlemen and ladies and everybody out there in chat land, we thank you so very much. And of course, as always, if you're watching us on YouTube, feel free to drop your comments in there too. We can see them as well. We appreciate you tuning in for what we felt coming in before. Hello, was it Andy? Is that who I just saw? Yeah, Andy,
Yep.
Thank you. We were talking about this before I went on the air, that this week seemed to have been a little light news in terms of nothing really earth-shattering per se. No more releases that we know. There was a big free agent signing that was the world's worst-kept secret. But we'll get to all of that. Mr. Matt, how's your week been, sir?
Not too bad. It was a couple crazy incidents. Lots of people for the comedy festival this weekend, Skankfest.
I saw the
Can
name
you
of that.
believe that Skank Fest?
That's right. My mind went
They ought to
someplace
call
else.
it Skunk Fest.
Oh my gosh!
I would absolutely go to a skank fest.
I'm
Okay.
sure you would. That's the
Yeah,
unwritten
you're
rule.
jarring. Never mind.
That's right. Anyway, so you got Skankfest going on, crazy stories. I'm sure you got some lined up for.
Oh, yeah.
All right, Chief, what's up in your world since we last met?
Hey, I got hot news here.
Hot news.
Good morning, Mr. Ronald Young.
Ronald Young.
Saturday, October the 7th, live pro wrestling returns to Lake Region High School on the 7th of October with Santana Garrett, Low-Key, and Richport Ayala will be the main eventers appearing. So again, Saturday, October 7th, 4 p.m., at the Lake Region High School down in the Florida area. If you live down there, check it out.
There you go.
Wait, people still live in Florida?
The hurricanes haven't wiped everybody out yet down there.
Okay.
All right, let's get to it. We do have a lot going on for a week that was relatively quiet. We do have still a pretty full run sheet. But of course, no show can be complete without the official start of
Story time with Matt.
We finally got it down.
Story time with Matt.
And now here is your storytelling host, Matt Mullen, the Mr. Rogers of the Fremont Street neighborhood. Take it away, Matt. What's happening in the neighborhood?
So yesterday, I was in Axhole talking to helping.
Wait. You're never an asshole. So
Oh.
whoever said that, send them my way.
I hear that every day of my life.
That's what you get for being a hired buzz.
I have a hell of a fan club on Fremont Street.
I'll bet you do, brother.
All
Anyway,
right.
I didn't mean to.
But
interrupt.
you're fine.
I apologize.
Took him off his mark.
I'm sorry.
But I was in Axhole helping one of the girls because their maintenance guy was like injured in the hospital, and they have like a big event this weekend. And I was like grabbing a thing of water, and they were like, "Hey, that guy's got a baseball bat in his hand." And I was like, "What?" And I looked over, and this guy's trying to hit this other guy with a baseball bat, and the other guy's got a pole,
Oh no.
and they're just like going at it in the breezeway. And they were like, get him. And I was like, let me call my backup. I called 911, and I was like, I need Metro here like yesterday. Get here now. And they start fighting in like the middle of the street. It was like the scene out of a movie. You just see cops coming from everywhere.
Oh, jeez. What started? Do you know? Did they say what they were arguing over?
One said he robbed the other like 2 weeks ago.
Okay, so
No,
guy
he
admitted
was-
it.
Drug deal gone wrong.
Cheap,
One
drugs.
guy said that the other guy robbed him like 2
Oh,
weeks
gotcha.
ago.
And
And he was like, well, I wanted him arrested. And I was like, well, instead of going at him with a baseball bat, maybe you call the cops if you
That's-
want him arrested.
that's
But if you want to bash his head in, I guess you're doing it the right way. But
you go with them. Jeez.
Wow.
My goodness.
that was wild.
Wow.
I was
Was it an aluminum bat or wooden bat?
aluminum.
So you don't get as clean a hit as you do with wood, though.
No, but it's a hell of a sound.
No, that is true. That is true. 'Cause you do get the ding off the
But I
bat.
walked through,
Yeah.
Absolutely. What does that say? People are crazy. Crazy world. You got it right there, Mr. Andy. Thank you, Thank you, Captain Obvious, as they would say, right? Yeah, this world is crazy. What is this Skank Fest? I know we'll get to it at the end, but it's a comedy fest, basically.
It's a comedy festival. They have like 300 comedians all weekend. They have like Roseanne Barr,
Really?
Oh, well,
Dr.
yeah, okay,
Drew.
Never mind. Skank Fest, headlined by Roseanne Barr. There you go. That's all you need to know, right?
Stop.
Well, they have like 300 comedians. It's like a big event. They're gonna have like Ellis Mania today, where they set up like a boxing ring, and they have like all this other stuff.
Really?
And
Where's it? Is it obviously based on the pictures you sent me? Must be upstairs in the theaters or something.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. Because I've seen nothing advertised. How they?
Up by the bar up there.
they sold out in like a day when they went
Wow.
on sale. They sold 9,000 tickets like that.
Sheesh.
Up by the bar.
Up on the third floor in
Yeah, not the
Notoriety.
nerd. Yeah, notoriety. That's the name.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Well, those of you going out there,
You're going?
have fun.
I was by there last night. Yeah,
Were you?
Yeah, he said we were chatting
Hey,
last night.
I know. I got something.
Got
How
pictures.
was the Foo Fighters?
I lost my voice last weekend. That was so much fun.
Did you?
You had a good time.
Oh yeah.
All right. That's
Oh,
all
by the way-
that's all that matters.
We have voices coming up, but there was a passing this past week of an actor, which we were talking about. You and John and I were talking about beforehand. For you NCIS fans, you know him as Ducky.
Yep.
But if you remember the show Man from U.N.C.L.E. back in the day,
Yep.
David McCallum passed away this week, 90 years young. Great actor. I was just a little too young to fully appreciate Man from U.N.C.L.E.
Napoleon Solo.
That's right. Well, that wasn't him though. That wasn't his character. That was
He was Kiriaki.
Yep.
whatever you said. We don't know who that emoji is in the lower right-hand corner. John just put somebody up there that would show the emotion. But anyway,
Diane Feinstein.
oh no. Send your comments to John at WWDBTV.com. That address y'all are getting on that one.
702-942-3207.
992.
992-3207.
All right, with
if
that,
you want
let's-
to call in, folks,
Please.
and give John a
Oh
harassment
my
for
God.
that comment, it's
my
well
God.
deserved.
I love Diane Feinstein.
Let's-
Fuck you guys.
Oh my God.
But hey,
Holy crap.
Ruh-roh.
There are rumors that The Rock might wrestle at Elimination Chamber. If he wrestles someone before Roman, will it make their match less special? He's got to wrestle. If he does wrestle, I think he's got to wrestle somebody from within the bloodline.
when's the elimination chamber?
That's one.
February.
That's one in Australia, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, if he's going to wrestle somebody, I would think it'd have to be someone from within the bloodline to keep it relevant for WrestleMania. If it's just some nobody just to wrestle, then they are spoiling his return to the ring to make it worth something. I think.
Maybe
Maybe
you gotta put somebody over.
John's learned a new phrase today.
God help us all.
Outside of the wrestling world, that means something completely.
Yeah, well, let's stay out of there. Let's
Okay.
keep it in the wrestling.
You know, I wonder if The Rock could wrestle Jay and not somebody in the bloodline.
Well, still, Jay Uso's still with the bloodline. I mean, mean, he's still part of the branch of the family. I mean,
But no, he's on Raw.
well, I know he's on Raw.
doing his own thing on Raw.
Yeah.
Just because he's on a different show, his brother's still his brother.
Well, I don't disagree with you there, but I'm looking at he's not part of the bloodline now.
Nah.
Okay, he's totally out of it.
Physically, yes, but don't they still refer to him in name on SmackDown? Like, doesn't Jimmy bring him up, or some other people bring up his name?
I saw.
Oh, your brother Jay went. I think
I
his
saw
name is
Jimmy last night.
Right.
There was nothing said.
no. All right.
No.
If they want to push somebody in the bloodline to the next level, he's got to go against Solo if
right?
anybody.
That's what I would think.
Especially since his
Realistic.
name has come up to replace Roman when and if Roman ever loses the belt, right?
Realistically. That's what I would think.
Yep, I think that would make sense. Would it make better sense so that you hold the Rock off till 40?
Yeah.
Now, if Rock was to wrestle at Elimination Chamber, I
Mhm.
wonder if they'd bring his daughter up to come in with him.
As his own bloodline?
Uh-huh.
I think she wants to do her own thing. I don't even think she wants to be involved in any of that. If it's up to her, at least.
Yeah.
Interesting conversation going on in the chat room about that. Andy says he believes like you that Jay is out. Our historian says it doesn't make sense. Solo's a good idea per Andy. So it's again food for conversation. Rumors Dolph Ziggler.
Thomas, I don't care if it
Is-
doesn't make sense. I just don't care. I made the comment and I'll stand by it.
Dolph Ziggler is the main person they want to sign from the recent WWE releases. Number
think
one,
they made a mistake. They
Well,
made a mistake.
there's talk they may hire him back anyway, behind the scenes stuff.
They should.
He's got a great. He's one of the best in modern era
Mhm,
that's been in the ring.
mhm.
He knew how to put somebody over too.
Oh, don't say that. You get John started again.
Okay,
He put on a better match than Bruno Sammartino.
don't go there. All right, don't even start today. I was trying to be nice with the Foo Fighters.
Oh,
All right, really trying to be
He
nice
did.
to
He
you.
tried to
But-
give you an olive branch.
But now you want to start the shit. Okay,
Don't sing it, just bring it.
well. Until you go and see on your modern electronics there a Bruno Sammartino match.
I did. They're really good to fall asleep to. If you're really having trouble sleeping,
I've
turn
never,
on old school wrestling.
I've
Them-
never seen you bring
them
one up
arm
on
locks
here.
are woo!
Never seen you bring one up on your screen there, buddy. That's it. You got a blank screen, and that's all.
All right, let's
it
get back
is.
to Dolph Ziggler.
So
Let's get
anyway,
back to
I
Dolph
think they
Ziggler.
made a mistake on Dolph.
I agree, but is he really the number one person out of everybody that got released that AEW should sign as the number one? I mean, I'm not saying yes or no, but is there
Well,
somebody else that would
Is
be ahead of him?
AEW going to sign Edge?
Due to the fact that Ryan Nemeth, Del's
His brother.
brother is
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's just a
Foregone.
foregone conclusion he's going to AEW.
So let me ask this question.
Mm-hmm.
There was a post this past week, supposedly, of a guy with a mask on
Oh, the
Yeah.
attacks in the back.
at AEW.
Yeah,
Who do you-
couple of guys.
Who do you think it is?
The unknown singer.
Well, one speculation is that one of them could be Edge, could have been Edge, and or Dolph,
I think the devil is Edge.
You know who I thought?
because there were 2 or 3 in that
Yeah.
vignette, wasn't there?
You know who I thought it looked like? Christian, but because you know how Christian stands out sometimes like this, and
Yeah.
if you looked at the one picture, it was like this,
Mhm.
and I'm thinking to myself, that's Christian.
And to me, the ones that I saw, none of them really looked big enough to be Edge. You know what I'm saying? In the bulk that he is now. But listen, that's why they have these storylines with the mask speculation, especially now with all the releases and the names. I wouldn't be surprised if it was both Edge and Ziggler
Well,
with Christian.
Well, you know what? It makes for the wrestling fan to keep coming back,
Absolutely.
and that's what it's about.
Absolutely. Rumored main event for Elimination Chamber is rumored to be Bobby Lashley and Roman Reigns.
Damn, I thought I was reading. Rumor is the main event was going to be Triple H and Stephanie.
After their divorce proceedings. That's probably not a bad match either. How about divorce proceedings right there in the middle of the Elimination Chamber? Winner gets all kind of thing. But
Okay.
Lashley and Reigns, does that do anything for you as a match? I mean, they have to put some main event on, obviously.
Physically, it'd be a good match.
Mhm.
Promo-wise, and Bobby Lashley's getting better, so it'll probably be a little more entertaining than it would used to be. But there's also rumors of a LA Knight versus Roman Reigns match, and the build-up to that would probably be pretty.
At Elimination Chamber?
It's that in the future, LA Knight might
Oh.
get a shot at Roman Reigns.
Gotcha.
Could it be Lashley against Reigns, and then you get the Jimmy and Solo jumping into this match, and then you get the Street Profits jumping into the match, and you're making it a 6-man.
Or just end it on a DQ with everybody getting involved.
There you go.
So this way, neither one of them lose anything. Lashley can't afford to take a pin if he's heading up with the Street Profits, and we know Reigns really shouldn't take a pin to lose the belt going into WrestleMania. So I could see something like that happening.
Just throwing that
Yeah.
out there. Just
I can see
throwing
that.
out there.
I could definitely see that. Ronald shares, and I did read this also. Some of the talent is suggesting Shelton Benjamin should be a top signee to go to AEW.
Yeah.
Almost kind of the same reason for Ziggler, because he's been in the ring a long time. He's highly credited for his ring action. You know, his presence in the ring can teach a lot of people.
Who was he tagging with, Shelton?
Well, he was with Cedric Alexander for a
Cedric.
while,
Where does-
originally in the Hurt Business.
And what happened to Cedric, I wonder? They didn't release Cedric, huh?
I don't think so.
He's like the Dana Brooke of the men. He was sliding under the radar for like
Hubcaps.
years.
Hubcaps, okay.
All right, and the last topic, which we've just sort of touched on, rumors Triple H and Stephanie have supposedly separated and are considering a divorce. To me, I think that would be just a terrible shame because of how high-powered they are. They have the kids to get, they have kids. I don't even know how old the kids are anymore. Are they
They're
twins?
They're
Are they high school age
Oh, yeah,
now?
they're high schools.
Look,
They're juniors or seniors in high school.
I know Triple H doesn't want to stop working. Stephanie wants to be a family mom. Although I'm wondering if Vince had not come back, if she would have stayed with the company. But be that as it may, that's not reality right now. If I were Triple H, I would consider, and again, it's easy for me to say I'm not him. Take a cut back in role, delegate a little more, be the family man that you should be with a wife that you've been married to for how long? How long are they married? 15 years, I think now,
It's
roughly.
like 99,
99?
24.
You got the kids, they're entering high school or they're in high school. This is a time where they need as much family guidance as possible from mom and dad as they get ready to go off to college. I hope they can reconcile and figure it out and stay married. That's just, my opinion.
There was always all this talk of Triple H only married Stephanie to get control of WWE.
Which he doesn't have.
And now that there's a merger and he can no longer inherit the company, he wants a divorce.
Well,
Anybody else see a coincidence in this?
Jethro Gibbs would say there is no such thing as a coincidence. Anyway, food for thought. Anyway, we're a few minutes behind our first break, so we're going to step out at this time. We got a lot to talk about. We come back. Don't go anywhere. Thoughts Count Anywhere is on the air. See you in a minute.
Yeah.
D'Lo Brown. If you want to be part of one of the greatest podcasts on the world, Thoughts Count Anywhere, every Saturday, 9 to 11 Pacific. Now recognize that.
Hey, everybody. Aaron Philson. I am standing with
Anthony Miller.
Hey, I have a quick question for you. What's the name of your favorite wrestling show?
Thoughts Count Anywhere.
What a convenience. Saturday, 9 to 11 a.m. Pacific. If this guy watches it, better watch it also on Facebook.
This is your warlord of weird sin Bodie, and you are watching Thoughts Count Anywhere right here on Facebook, Saturday mornings, 9 a.m. till 11 a.m. Pacific Coast time. Stay tuned. Do I look like I'm clowning around?
Buddy, I'm Aaron Phillips, and I am with the legend. And Sabu, you were telling me earlier about a special wrestling show that you really like, and that is what? Thoughts Count Anywhere. That's a coincidence. The same show that runs Saturdays, 9 to 11 a.m. Pacific, right here on Facebook. You better listen to the man to watch.
Aloha, this is April Hom, the Royal Hawaiian from Glow, and you're watching Thoughts Count Anywhere.
All right, welcome back to Thoughts Count Anywhere. Crack research staff over here, known as Chief, just looked up that Steph and Triple H have been married for 20 years, 3 kids, 3 girls, 16, 14, and 12. And you just said it as the mics went hot. That's a lot to give up. 20 years and you have a family like that. I'm sorry. If he was smart, which I know he is, whether he inherits a company or not, nice future to have banked on. But I'm sure he invested his money wisely. He's got to have a nice deep pocket somewhere to take care of 3 girls, colleges coming up, and to live comfortably. Start your own promotion.
Triple H, listen to the Chief. I just had my 37th wedding anniversary this past week. So listen to the Chief. Be the father, be the husband, and take care of your family. The wrestling business will always be there.
That's right.
Like we all assume it's Triple H's fault, but nobody knows what's actually going on.
Yeah, and
No, I'm not faulting Triple H.
there's always 3 sides to every story, right?
Mhm.
One side, and somewhere in the middle is the truth, right?
That's why they call it an isosceles triangle.
I thought it was because the square of the hypotenuse is equal to the sum of the other
Multiplied by
sides.
3.14.
That was pretty damn good, wasn't it?
I thought the truth was in the Bermuda Triangle somewhere.
You liked that one, didn't you?
Hats off to the old guy.
Well, that's because he's not going to be here for the next 2 weeks.
Don't touch
He's not going to be here for the next 2 weeks, so he's got to get ahead of credits with us. That's why. Oh, my lordy. All right, let's get to it.
All right, where are we at?
One of the worst kept signing secrets of free agents finally was announced formally this week. Jade Cargill signs with WWE. She's been spotted down at the Performance Center wrestling a little bit. We all talked last week that it would make sense for her to probably get her chops down in NXT for a little bit, right?
Yeah.
But with everything that was said last night on SmackDown about, how great she is and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, sounds to me like going to main roster almost right away. I don't think there's
Pretty
any.
sure, yeah.
I will say, Charlotte Flair and her at some point in a match, because they're both physically built almost the same, tall, well sculpted, great physical physique. They're almost like I would like to see them in almost like the first match before they put Cargill in any championship opportunity match.
Yeah.
Let her get her stripes a little bit, but her and Charlotte should be for that one, as you like to say, take my money.
A slobber knocker.
No, JR said that, not Matt.
Well,
But that's just my opinion. So Cargill, are you happy with Cargill coming?
Yeah, definitely.
Makes sense.
It makes sense for her to be in WWE over AEW. Seems like she's built for WWE.
Right?
But with I think they're gonna put so much hype behind her. I don't even see her going to NXT. I can see her going to the Performance Center for a month or so, and them just doing hype videos just to get the hype going.
Mhm.
But she's down there every day training, hopefully.
Right.
And by the time she gets some real good training in her, by the time she gets to Bianca Belair and Charlotte and all those good names.
Well, she has to learn the WWE, as everybody says when you listen to all the talk shows busted open. Everybody says it. The dirt sheets call it that way. But how many matches, though? We know at one point she was 56-0 with AEW. Then she lost a couple, whatever. I mean, is that really enough matches to garner? I mean, she was a champion. She got the belt, held it for pretty much that entire time. But she really doesn't have a whole lot of in-ring experience just based on what we saw on television.
No, but neither did Braun Breaker, and he's doing pretty good for himself, too.
Yeah, that's a fair comparison. But it's just, I think she's coming up on the main roster.
But didn't Braun Breaker have college experience? Right?
He had amateur experience.
Yeah, college. And so from that aspect, you follow Braun in the footsteps of Kurt Angle.
Mm-hmm.
Cargill Jade comes straight into wrestling with no background. The one thing I'm okay with her going to the main roster. The one thing I don't want to see, though, is her get hurt for not knowing a maneuver that she may have to use. So I want to see her get to the main roster, but I want to see her get the proper training that she needs for the matches she's going to have in the future.
And and Andy brings up this point, and I was thinking about it as well. She's got to improve on her mic skills. She's got to work on the promo ability, and that you can really only do with practice, theoretically in NXT to get the best time, but that doesn't mean she can't practice through the main roster, backstage, and all of that. But I would like to see her in NXT a month or two, do all the vignettes like you were talking about, build it up for the debut. But I would like to see her get a couple of months in NXT, get some of the learning of the WWE way done down there, and a couple of look. Becky's got the NXT belt down there.
Yeah.
So, right? Oh, did I steal your thunder? So there's Becky down there. There's an opponent that she can learn with right away. Not necessarily to go for the belt. I don't want to see her jump right in to go for a belt, but non-title match. Welcome to NXT. Go against the ladies champ. Now you maybe have something to at least get her started down there. But what do I know
if they
about
jump that off at No Mercy during the Extreme Rules match?
Yeah.
What if she gets involved?
Down there. Oh, yeah. That's interesting. Maybe a little too soon, but even if she just shows up on camera, doesn't even physically get involved.
Yeah.
But you see her, they start messing around somewhere, whatever, and she just happens to be in camera shot that she's there in the background while something's going on.
That's usually what they do during like takeovers, like in the past. They show like random signing in the crowd.
Right. There you go. I like that idea. At least that'll get her FaceTime, right? Let's see. What's next? Report says Triple H plans to bring Bo Dallas back to finish the story after Bray's passing.
I would love to see it. I want to see I don't think it'd be the same without Bray because he was like the mastermind behind like all of that stuff. So depending on what he told Bo and like what creative freedom to actually give him, hopefully they'll do the memory of Bray correct and.
Talking as we had the good fortune some time ago talking to Bo off camera, we really know how creative his mind is.
Yeah.
And I think he would do the utmost respect.
Well, he lived it with his brother. I mean, he was
exactly.
Yeah, I agree.
He would do the utmost respect. And who better to do it than him?
Kind of crazy. Like after his passing, you never really heard from like his dad or brother yet. Still,
well, there were just immediate press releases.
It was like an immediate press release, but like there was no.
The only one that I saw was when Dad came out and said what had happened.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Right.
That's all I've heard.
That's all.
Since.
That's it.
But you know what? He's been a pretty much Mike Rotundo. That is.
Yes.
Been very quiet all these years ever since he really retired.
Yeah.
We never really heard a lot from him personally until Bray got involved and people made the connection. But Mike Rotundo, to his credit, has kind of let the boys do their own thing. And I would like to see some closure to the storyline, whatever that may be. With Bo being involved, I think would be a nice, if nothing else, a nice sentiment towards Bray. But we didn't get the memo, so they didn't ask us our opinion. Anyway, Seth.
I think. I don't think that, and this is me. I don't think the WWE has done enough. They do their. And I say this with the utmost respect. We do the 10 bell salute. WWE does the 10 bell salute. AEW does any of the wrestling organizations. Then they do a little vignette on the wrestler, and that's it.
You get comments from people throughout the show, but you're right.
That's it.
Did you happen to see the video from last night's SmackDown in the dark match? Seth wrestled Gunther, which ended in DQ or something.
No, I didn't see.
And as he started making his thank you for coming, everybody lit up their phones for the Fireflies. Nice. And Seth acknowledged it. And while the Fireflies were there and he was standing in the ring, they started doing Seth's song. So I think what's happening around the country, people are honoring Bray off camera when you go to the events and stuff, which quite frankly is, I would think, more important to what his legacy has meant as a performer than the company's doing more. But you're right. Maybe there should be more that they could do over a longer period of time, maybe.
If we're going to We'll find out about Bray in December when they come out here for the house show.
Bray, you mean Bo?
Or yeah,
Oh, okay.
in December.
Yeah.
We'll find out.
It's at MGM, right?
Yeah.
That's what I said. All right, let's talk about real quickly
All right,
one
where we
more
at?
thing.
Where
Oh,
we
no,
at?
what am I going to talk? It's rant time. Because
Oh,
when we come back from the rant, Ronald's ready to take our picks for No Mercy tonight.
we,
All right.
are we doing this now?
No, when he runs the commercial.
Oh, okay.
We're going to go right to
Oh, okay.
It's now time
I'm
for-
ready. I'm ready.
the Chiefs rant.
After or before?
Now,
Now.
Right about
this second.
now.
General quarters, all hands man your battle stations. Set material conditions Zebra throughout the ship. Make Zebra report to DC Central.
Because the chief says so. Because the chief says so. Hey, good morning, folks. It is the chief. The Chief's rant. My 3 minutes of fame is now 2 minutes and 58 seconds. So I got two quick things I'm going to talk about. The first one is federal shutdowns.
Uh-oh.
Clear
Federal
the room.
shutdowns. Okay? Do
Jim
you,
Hell, Chief!
do you realize since 1976, we have had 21 federal shutdowns? And midnight tonight, we could have another one, which means it's going to affect a lot of Americans, a lot of Americans. So I just think that, and we talked about this earlier before we went on. There needs to be people crossing the aisle to get an agreement done. And it needs to be done for the American people. That's my first part. The second part is, and this deals with the state of Nevada, it's called the Rainy Day Fund. We have $1.23 billion in the Rainy Day Fund right now. Now, unfortunately, the way that I read it, it can only be used for emergencies in the state. Like when COVID was going on, they were able to go into the fund and to use the funding for people that needed money during COVID. Well, out in the state here right now, in my opinion, we have an emergency. And it's called the Clark County School Board and the teachers. And personally, myself, if part of that money is my money, that's in that rainy day fund, that's gone from taxes or whatever, I'd like to see some of that money be used to go to the teachers for pay raises. Okay. They deserve it. They put in way more than 7 hours a day. I don't care what the school board says. To hell with Jara. He couldn't even make the meeting Thursday. He was so embarrassed. He had to call in, folks. He couldn't be there live and in person.
I actually have news on that.
Okay, well, I'll let you, after I get done, I'll let you have it. That way,
No, that's right. No,
that
that's
way
right.
I can breathe easy. Anyway, you know, I just think, sometimes I think that as Americans, people in higher positions think we're stupid. And unfortunately, you know, I asked Mr. John, our director, earlier this morning, what the biggest union in the world is. And he gave me the UAW and I forget what the other one was. And I told him wrong both times. The biggest union in the world is the military. And we're not a union. But if you want to get a budget settled, don't pay the military. And then see the military walk off the ships and off their posts. And then you see the damn politicians in there. And I guarantee you within 8 hours, there'll be a budget signed. That's the Chiefs rant today, over and out.
Right on. Okay. let's get right into picks. So we make a look. What?
Okay.
Oh, do you want me to?
No,
What?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. Let's
You
go.
said something. You had something.
Oh,
Something.
So the superintendent was supposed to there was supposed to be this big administrative staff principal meeting, and they were going to hold it at my school
A boondoggle.
because we have this beautiful auditorium and whatnot. So we were all prepared. I was helping to move stuff, get in the auditorium for like 400 people that were supposed to come Wednesday morning.
Back okay?
Oh yeah, it was
All
fine.
right,
Yeah,
just
we were
checking.
moving set couches, so they were really light.
Gotcha.
And we got everything done. Everything's moved. And less than an hour later, the principal, and this is after CCSD people came to give maintenance to the front lawn. They delivered cases of water. They set everything up. So this was all happening. Hour later, we get a message from the principal that the meeting's been canceled because Jar is severely under the weather, and that's legit. So it's not that he physically, whatever his reasons were, he is truly under the weather. Something's going on behind the scenes with his health. That last second after they all came and did everything, that an hour later they decided to cancel the meeting.
But he could get on the telephone and call.
Yeah, but he
in.
couldn't do that with the meeting that we were doing at the school. That was a whole different style meeting. But anyway, with that, not
Shoulda-
dredging on that, we're gonna just keep.
Should
moving
have
on.
hired a damn wheelchair and wheelchaired his ass in.
Let's get to NXT No Mercy, make some predictions so Ronald can go
Did I
live
do
the rest of
pretty
his
good
life
or
today.
what?
All
Okay,
right,
just
let's go
check.
for it. Although the
Where we
sentiment,
at?
of course, is terrific. All right, NXT No Mercy.
No mercy. Okay,
Predictions:
here we
Carmelo
go.
Hayes. I can't pronounce Dragunov
Ilya Dragunov.
for the NXT title.
That's a tough one.
I'm gonna go Ilya Dragunov. I think we're gonna have a new NXT champion.
Okay.
You know what? I'm going to agree with you on that, Matt. I am. I'm agreeing. I think.
I want to change my pick now.
because I think Carmelo's going to go up to the main roster.
And I'm going to make it a hat trick. I think there's going to be a change, but I literally read an article yesterday where Shawn Michaels still believes he's not quite ready to go up just yet. So it could be a swerve that he said that, but I agree. I think Carmelo should be getting ready to come up. All right, Becky Lynch versus Tiffany Stratton, NXT Women's Extreme Rules title match.
Damn,
Jade Cargill cost Becky Lynch the NXT Women's title.
Oh, okay.
So new champion
Tiffany Stratton.
So what was the reason, do you think, that they gave Becky Lynch the title in the first
So
place?
she held all the belts. That was the only belt she was missing.
So an unofficial, well, because they consider what's the title when you have all the main roster?
Trifecta.
Grand Slam.
Grand
champion.
Slam champion.
You know
They
what a
don't count-
trifecta, huh?
No, I know what a trifecta
Okay.
is, but there's more than 3 belts.
Yeah.
But the NXT title, they don't count into that. They just count the main roster titles, right?
No,
When you're a Grand Slam champion on the main rosters,
On the main roster, yeah.
that's what I'm talking about.
but
For her personally,
well,
that was the only belt.
well.
So, but I'm talking about for the Grand Slam. So,
So who are you taking?
I don't know.
Oh.
I'm trying to stall.
I
this. I'm
think
trying to make
that,
a decision.
I kind of assumed like Becky would keep the belt for a while just to like elevate like all of these girls, but I think their main goal was to elevate Tiffany Stratton. So
After-
I still
Let
go with my.
me ask this: after Tiffany, who do you really elevate down at NXT to become the women's?
Cora Jade, Roxanne Perez.
Roxanne's had the belt already.
She has, but Becky Lynch would bring them up like.
Oh, I don't disagree. But
Cora Jade.
yeah,
I'm going to take Becky just for that reason. You guys
Thea
sold me.
Hill. Oh,
Dominic-
Thea Hall.
Dominic Mysterio versus Trick Williams for the North American title. This was supposed to be the original triple threat with Mustafa Ali, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So Trick Williams, Dominic.
Trick Williams, the new North American champion. This is the start of them losing the belts.
I'm going with the greatest champion in the history of NXT, Dom. Dominic Mysterio.
I'm gonna swing that way also. I'll take Dom to retain against my better wishes.
Okay.
Tony D'Angelo and Stax versus Bronco Lima and Lucian Price versus the Creed brothers versus Angel and Umberto. So it's a fatal 4-way tag match.
Four-way.
For the belts. I think
I have no idea. Who's the current champ out of this mess?
first ones.
D'Angelo
and Stacks.
I say they're going to retain. I say
Okay.
I say Humberto and Angel Garza.
Okay.
I have no idea why, but whatever.
I'm going to take the Creed brothers because I like the Apollo Creed movies. That's the only reason why. Noam Dar versus Butch for the NXT Heritage Cup.
Butch.
Butch.
Butch, Going to make that a trifecta there. Hat trick. Anything with threes that you want. Baron Corbin versus Braun Breaker. And I have an observation about Baron Corbin when I watched the tail end.
Well, let's hear your observation.
Did he not look like Baron von Raschke in the ring, or was it just me?
A little bit.
Right? I watched it
with the ball head. Yeah,
and he's got the black shirt, full pants on, and he just has that look from the side. That's the first thing I thought.
If he learned the goose step, absolutely.
He had that presence. He just reminded me of Baron. I couldn't help but stop seeing that. I'm going to take Breaker. I think he's got to win.
Breaker.
Breaker has no.
I'm not writing anything yet.
Just wait. Breaker has never lost a match.
Okay.
Yet. Breaker's going to lose his first match.
Ooh.
I'm taking Baron Corbin.
All right.
I'm going against.
You're going against the what do you call it? The current.
Yeah.
All right. With that, we have still a lot to go. One more segment to go, but we're going to step aside, and stop aside, and do whatever we want to do for a break right now. You're watching TCA. We'll be right back.
Right now?
Right.
How unique.
It's gorgeous.
You'll find the art that speaks to your heart at Desert Valley Gallery. I've got to have it.
So colorful.
I can't live without it. You'll find the art that speaks to your heart at Desert Valley Gallery.
Hey, welcome back.
Desert Valley Gallery. Tell me about it.
Hey, what?
Don't forget.
Chief reminded me. Did his
Good
reminding
man, Chief.
Did his reminding me reminded you to remind me too?
What?
I don't remember. Anyway, Desert Valley Gallery, that's right. If you go up there and
Who's on
mention
first?
Aaron's Hour, Thoughts Count Anywhere, Aaron's Hour, Aaron Phillips, whatever, just mention something about us.
TCA.
Go in there. They're located at Tivoli Village between now and December 31st to cover all your holiday shopping needs. They will offer you a 20% discount on your first $1,000 worth of purchases. And let me tell you, folks,
20%? That's a lot.
that's about $200 on $1,000. That's right. Anyway, good math.
Oh yeah.
I can use an extra $200.
But even if you don't want to spend
I need to pay a cable
$1,000,
bill.
just I swear I'm going to throw something at them. Just go in there and buy something. Let them know that you heard about them here. They have great stuff from art to jewelry. And if your toes not tapping to that music, shame on you. Desert Valley Gallery. Go up there for the holidays between now and December 31st. And that's up at Tivoli Village. All right. Let's go to some general wrestling news. Last night, Joyce Grable passed away. We saw that news. Scott shared that with us. Did you watch her? Because I was not familiar with her.
I had the good fortune of seeing Joyce wrestle in a few matches live at Madison Square.
Okay.
Great wrestler. She could go with in the heyday with Fabulous Moolah and
Oh, really?
oh
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
So she'll be missed within the wrestling community.
Yep.
Stars cancels Heels. They're currently looking for a new home. So Heels, that's the Stephen Amell show that CM Punk was on and all that sort of stuff. I never caught an episode because I don't have Stars, but I heard it was very good.
That show is super good. I'm so mad they canceled it.
So hopefully they can find a new home for the show.
I'm sure they will. It was a good show.
I don't
Pretty
have
sure
I don't have Stars.
I don't either. And I have cable. Actually, I have the dish.
Hit your button, buddy.
I'll give you guys my login. You guys got to watch it.
Okay. Kayfabe.
Hit your button.
Kayfabe is a
He's playing Monopoly.
Oh, is he? That's all right. I hope he wins. Kayfabe is officially a recognized word in the Webster's Dictionary. Now, I think wrestling's come a long way if you've got a word in the dictionary.
Yeah, definitely. Like one of them.
I wonder if Marx is in there too.
What?
Mark.
Oh, a mark?
Yeah.
Well, the word mark is in there.
Well, I know.
I don't know if it has our definition.
Well, that's what I meant.
Dictionary.com. Somebody look it up and let us know. So Ronald also is unhappy that they canceled Heels as well. All right. Let's see. Anything quick on the rest of the WWE report? We now know last night LA Knight will be seen as partner at Fastlane against the Bloodline.
Cena put him over pretty good last
Yes,
night.
he did.
Put him
Edge was
over.
removed from the SmackDown opening, as well as I believe his profile was taken down, I believe. An NXT deadline to take place December 9th from Bridgeport, Connecticut. So that's some of the quick news and notes there.
Do you know who was from Bridgeport, Connecticut?
How old of a person?
Highlight.
Huh?
Highlight.
Do you know who?
No.
Tony Altamori.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Who's that?
Old-time wrestler with Bruno in that era. Even I know.
Oh, boring.
Him and Lou Albano,
That's right, Lou Albano's partner. That's
the Sicilians.
All right, let's go to AEW and the ROH report. Adam Cole announced that he broke his ankle in 3 places and will need surgery and will keep him out for the near future. Now,
Why
initially,
didn't he stop walking after the first place?
God, I swear to God, no more donuts for him. All right, no
It
more
was just like a
donuts.
freak accident. He was
It
like running from the ramp and just jumped to get to the ring quickly.
And his ankle shattered. People thought it was a storyline injury. And if you saw the pictures that were posted by Britt, you could see that you could barely make out definition of the foot in 3 places. Plus, he's still on TV. I mean, he did the spot with MJF on the boat, which I thought was hilarious. I saw that video. Big Show was part of that towards the end. So hopefully surgery will be a success. And just as he came back from all the concussions and was really gaining ground again, then this happens to him. So hopefully he won't be out any longer than he needs to be in recovery. He's got to be out at least 6 to 8 weeks, I would think.
Well, last time when AJ had to broke his ankle, he was out like 3 to 4 months.
That's right. I forgot about that when he hurt his ankle. So yeah, so he could be out a while. AEW signs digital deal with Max. That's HBO Max, I believe.
Yes.
For those. Good deal for them to be on Max for digital content.
Hell yeah, that's a lot of eyes. A lot of people have Max, so that's a lot of eyes on AEW.
What's the membership for those who don't have it that may want to get it?
$9.99.
Is that what it is? Okay, so there you go. Tony Khan says AEW will move to monthly pay-per-views in the very near future to keep up with WWE. Are they?
I think it's more of a revenue thing. I don't think it's directly to be like, oh, WWE does this, so we're doing this, but.
Because their numbers, they announce numbers like everybody does at the day of the show, but then you go reality and you find out that those numbers were pumped up. I mean, look at poor Will Ospreay about the tattoo he got, right? He got the tattoo of the announced attendance at the Wembley show, only to find out that the actual number was about 11,000 seats too high or something, right? Something like that. But listen, revenue. So it brings me back to something that we had on there. Some former WWE stars view AEW as a step down. However, this morning on Busted Open, Diane, who the female host on the weekend, made an interesting comment with Cody going from AEW back to WWE, Jade Cargill now going over there. Does it really, though, put a better mark on AEW's credibility that these wrestlers who perform so well over here are the WWE then wants them? Is that really a positive thing for AEW superstars? Because if they didn't do as well in AEW, I mean, Cody had his own reputation, so maybe.
I'll say Cody was already in WWE, so
Yes.
that run really don't count.
But Jade, somebody like Jade, MJF talking smack for 2024 when his contract. I mean, is it a good sign for AEW that WWE wants some of their people when contracts go up that they haven't had before?
Then if that's the case, why isn't Impact Wrestling the number 2 promotion in the world? Because we got Samoa Joe, AJ Styles, name them. Most of them came from Impact. So if that's the case of like moving a company up by like the talent they bring in, Impact should be way past AEW.
Yeah, and Impact I think Impact needs to do what AEW just did. They need a better TV platform that more people can watch. Access.
Call me.
Next time they're in town. They need a better platform than Access to be on. That people can get it.
They need more eyes on their product. Right. It's a good show.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of it has to do with the wrestlers themselves. Where where they actually want to be.
Oh, sure.
Now,
Sure.
in saying that, I think with Jade, I think Jade made a great decision
Oh, definitely.
for herself.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the reason I make that comment. Because
Hi, Jennifer.
Jade Cargill, and I'm just going to read this real quick. Jade Cargill is a Jacksonville University graduate with a social science degree, where she played basketball and was named to the Atlantic Sun preseason first team in her senior year. She also has a certified master's degree in child psychology.
Mm-hmm. So she's smart cookie.
So she knows how to negotiate her own contracts. And
The psychology degree?
exactly. Okay.
The things you know.
And I foresee that she made the right decision for herself.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And and I think there's a few other wrestlers that have their degrees also
Right.
that are doing very well in the wrestling business.
Well, look at Xavier Woods. He's an attorney by trade.
Exactly.
You know,
He's a doctorate.
right.
Yes.
So I mean, there are a lot of smart people. So, but here's the thing: for the longest time, all anybody knew is WWE for forever and ever, right? That was the company
Yeah.
wanted to be part. You can talk to any independent wrestlers for the most part. Generally, WWE will become their first answer most of the time, I would think. But why not? AEW, they're doing a great job for the last 5 years, but you also brought something up before Matt got here.
Yes.
Wrestling is getting too diluted.
Yes.
We've been talking about that really almost since AEW started.
Just put more women on wrestling, will you please?
That's right.
Depends who. It's
Dana Brooks.
no. Fine then, Eva Marie.
Yes.
Eva Marie.
Yeah, I want to throw one
Yes,
out.
Captain Insano. Yes.
Let me throw one out. Do you ever foresee Dr. DMD leaving AEW and jumping ship and going to the WWE?
Yeah.
If money's greener in the pasture elsewhere.
Even though Adam's on AEW.
I think realistically, no matter what company comes around, if you get into professional wrestling, your ultimate dream is to come down the stage at WrestleMania, be a part of the biggest show ever. There's no way that's not your goal in wrestling. It's not to. No one goes into baseball and be like, "Hey, I want to get into AAA and steal a base." And no, it's to hit a home run in the middle of Yankee Stadium.
Bottom of the ninth,
Or
down
at-
three, bases loaded.
Or any stadium for
Right.
that.
No. But I think you're
But-
1,000% correct.
But saying that, to walk out to and I'm just using this as the example, to walk out to Wembley Stadium before 50,000 people, that's a big pop too. So I think WWE is the flagship, and the rest of them, except New Japan, is trying to catch up, because you go into Corrigan Hall in Tokyo for a New Japan show, you're going before 100,000 people if it's sold out.
Mhm. Great point. Rado brings up an interesting point about Brick, that she would not go to WWE because he believes she wouldn't have time to keep doing her dentist work. Because she's obviously would be more on the road with WWE than AEW is what I'm presuming based on that answer.
And that's a great answer. But I would think there's another smart young lady who would have her, have certain things put into her contract
About time away.
to allow her to
Possibly,
continue her
yeah.
business.
Or at that point, if she hits it big with WWE, maybe she slows down and sells the practice. Who knows? But it's a great point, something to be aware of for somebody like Britt Baker.
I'm kind of wondering how many people go to that dentist office solely to meet Britt Baker.
eat a bunch of Oreo cookies like you got bad teeth and go in and have.
I would assume honestly that she's probably whatever clientele she has now or has had in the past is probably the people that she continues to see.
She got the
And
greatest
that's it.
business model. You go into wrestling, kick somebody in their teeth.
And then,
Oh, by the way, just come to my office tomorrow and I'll
here's
fix
my
it.
business
Or
card.
or put the glove on and put your hand in her
Oh
mouth.
my
you know?
gosh! Give her out
Hey.
business cards like the
Yeah.
way Ted DiBiase put $100 bills in people's mouths, right? All right, we have about 4 minutes left. Wrestle Dream card. What's Wrestle Dream card, by the way?
Tomorrow?
Sunday.
All right. Ticket prices have been drastically reduced, according to a story I read.
Are we going to do?
But
this one?
we got to do this quickly because we only have about 4 minutes left,
All right, let's
and
roll.
we got still a lot to go. Here we go. Without thinking, Brian Danielson, Zach Zaber.
Brian Danielson.
Zach Saber.
Danielson, Swerve Strickland, Hangman, Adam Page.
Page.
Swerve.
FTR versus Aussie Open for the AEW Tag Team Champions.
Aussie Open.
FTR. MJF versus the Righteous for the ROH Tag Team. He's really going to go.
MJF.
MJF is winning that.
No doubt in my mind.
All right, I agree with you. MJF somehow is going to win that match. Chris Jericho, Kenny Omega, Kota Ibushi versus the rest of those guys.
The first team.
That's Don Callis' group.
Yep. Jericho and Omega.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Christian Cage versus Darby Allin, TNT Championship.
I want to see Darby whip his ass.
I agree.
Darby's finally getting his revenge.
Yep.
Chris Statlander, Julia Hart for TNT Championship.
Statlander.
Unfortunately, Statlander.
Statlander. Eddie Kingston versus Shibata for the New Japan Pro Wrestling Openweight and ROH World Championship.
Kingston.
Eddie Kingston. Ricky Starks versus Wheeler Yuta.
Starks.
Young Bucks versus Lucha Brothers versus Hook and Orange Cassidy versus the Guns. Jeez. Is there
Hook
anybody?
and Orange Cassidy.
Is there anybody not wrestling?
You know what? I'm
Hook and Orange Cassidy.
That's who I'm going with.
All right, there you have it. I hope Ronald got them all written down. All right, anything on the Impact and Indie report you want to bring up there, sir?
PCO gave his notice to Impact. His contract is up at the end of October. Do you think, like, with his age and everything, like, another company is going to re-sign him?
If it was, it would only be WWE because he performed there before.
I don't even think they would, like, sign him as a performer. Maybe, like, a backstage thing.
Yeah,
but
but if he wants to keep performing, I think
he's got to go to the Indies.
Then he's Indies or AEW for that. Trinity and Mickey James.
Yeah, that's coming up.
Should be an interesting match, yeah?
Yeah. I think so. I think it'll be a good match.
Let's see. Impact Wrestling will bring back Gut Check, which was a platform for undiscovered talent to showcase their skills in front of management. That was like the show that WWE did 20 years ago, right? It's kind of thing. MLW, New Japan, and CML unite for a strategic alliance with a couple of crossover events. The Forbidden Doors are breaking down.
That should be cool.
Yeah.
You know,
American and Japanese and Mexican promotion all in one shot.
And you know, it's like I said about Korean Hall in Japan. Go down to Mexico City, and that huge outdoor arena they have down there that seats 50 or 60,000. So there's another venue. You know?
There you go.
Yeah.
Impact Management possibly interested in signing Matt Riddle. Because I don't think he's going back to MMA or anything because
No.
Dana White didn't seem very.
Dana White ain't signing
He's
him.
not signing him. So
I wonder if that actually hurts somebody. If, like, you go to, like, they sign a former UFC person and then they have a bad relationship with WWE, you can't go back to the UFC because it's the same company now.
That's true. That's
Good
very true.
point. Good point.
Very true. All right, real quickly, pop culture. An arrest has finally been made in the Tupac killing. What's that? That's about 20 years also, isn't it?
96?
Yeah,
90
almost.
Yeah.
Almost. So that is finally wrapped up. Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift. Is that nothing but PR?
It's hilarious.
Did you see how the ticket prices for the Jets tickets this weekend? Through the roof.
They're
It was
hoping.
funny that, like, all
because
these
of
wives
this.
are like,
Who
they're
cares?
like posting videos and be like, "Oh my God, she's putting the ball player on the map."
Yes.
The husband's like, "Shut the hell up!"
But Kelsey didn't need any of that anyway. I mean, he
No.
plays for the Kansas City
They're
Chiefs.
like the multi-time Super Bowl champion.
That's right. And with that, as the clock has struck 11, keep in mind Skankfest is going up downtown. Take that for whatever it's worth, man.
Yeah.
We got it all in somehow.
All right.
Great show. Final thoughts.
Everybody stay safe out there. I got to run to Fremont and go hang out with some skanks. Peace.
Hey, folks, Chief here. I'm going to be gone for the
They
next
should know that by now.
the
if they've
next
been
few
watching.
weeks. The next few weeks I'll be
Yes.
gone.
Just gonna go
So
play with balloons.
I'm going to go see
He forgot.
Bruno San Martino's grave. Maybe.
Is he
I
in
don't
Albuquerque?
know.
He's not in Albuquerque.
No, I'm just making that
Well,
up.
I'm just like, wait a
Anyway,
minute.
I'll be gone for a couple weeks. So
Yes, well deserved.
y'all
Starting off with the Balloon Fest.
see Balloon Fest
There's
starting.
no helium, so don't suck the balloons.
Balloon Fest starts next Saturday.
Excellent.
Nice.
We're going to
So,
send you the link.
I'm
just in case.
I'm going to try to link in and
Link in. Wasn't he a president?
no, that's Lincoln.
Oh, sorry.
He
but
doesn't
I'm-
like theater.
I'm going to try to link in and see if I can send something over here and
We'll only accept your link if you're like 500 feet in the air
Maybe-
in a balloon.
maybe
Closer
I
to the
might
satellite.
try to do it when they have the what the hell you call it when it gets dark outside and the sun's up.
Dawn.
No. Shit.
You think on that
Realize
while I
we're
finish-
Lunar eclipse.
Thank you.
Is there, a
They're
lunar-
going-
is there an eclipse next week?
Yeah, there's going to be an
Oh,
eclipse.
jeez.
Not next week, but the Saturday after.
The 14th?
Yeah, and they're going to do the balloons up off the air.
Oh, nice.
With the helium and
Yeah,
everything burning, and on the backdrop of the.
Oh,
That's
that's
some guy in a little lawn chair.
Well,
Anyway.
that's where I'm going to be in.
That's
the
right.
lawn
Well
chair.
deserved to get out of town for a little bit. All right. Thank you for watching, everybody. Join me at the top of the hour. I will have a 12-year-old author, Mr. Rico Cruz. He wrote a book called Rico Solving Problems. Again, youth showing the way to go. Thank you for watching, everybody. Be kind to everybody. Why? It's all we have. We'll see you next time right here on Thoughts Count Anywhere. See ya.